Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Begley.
Well, thanks, Peter. There's a great sense of anticipation in this stadium, and I've been hit by it too.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So we're very much on the way now. So, Jim, this feels like a lineup designed to counter threats out wide, is that it?
Yeah, you will in theory have the numerical advantage, Peter, on the wings. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for the opposition to try to get past you. On the other hand, you're essentially inviting your opponents up the field. It's going to be a fine balancing act between letting your opponents have the ball and looking for opportunities to counter. But it can work really well.
Take back. He'll try from distance! That's put paid to the danger. And it's Fofana. Oh, good take in a good area. Alexander-Arnold with the delivery. And he can thump it away. Well, they've got it again. Now this could be a chance.
Thuram really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Yeah, Jan Oblak. He's not someone you often see pulling off spectacular saves, but that's about the highest compliment you can give a goalkeeper because it speaks to his positioning and his organisational abilities. He's just about the best there is when it comes to claiming crosses and high balls into the box too, and is just the kind of presence that spreads a composure and a confidence to his defence and throughout the team.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. And just to confirm that the referee did issue a yellow card for that earlier incident. Bremer did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Now it's Thuram. Vitinha. Rangers are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Haaland, he is through here. Bellingham. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Haaland. That'll be a corner.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Van Dijk attempts a clearance. And now a sudden chance to counter. And he's intervened well there. Hernandez. Now, can they get him away? Vinicius Junior gets into a good position. Oh, that's nice. That's good play. Hernandez. And it's decent chance! Oh, should really have made more of that.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery can play havoc with defences.
Now it's Vinicius Junior. Rodri. Fofana. And it's Alexander-Arnold.
Paris Saint-Germain definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, in other words, they don't mind being patient.
Rangers claim it back to much approval. Olise, he's got away.
Such good technique.
Nice control. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
Eze.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Thuram. Oh, this is a terrific run. Lovely feet. And here's Thuram. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he's cleared it out of harm's way. And we've reached half-time. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. So neither side has found a way through yet.
It's not a bad game by any means, Peter, but it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
So it's simmered along nicely for 45 minutes, but still no goals. It is 0-0 at half-time. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign. Things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Vinicius Junior. Eze. Vitinha. That's Eze. Alexander-Arnold. Fofana. Szoboszlai.
Might want to be careful there.
Foot in. No foul, says the referee. And we're still waiting for a goal to report here. And it's Mendes. Vitinha. He's shifting through the gears here. Shoots! And he's really put himself on the line here. Alexander-Arnold plays it short. Eze. That's the keeper's ball. And now they can spring out of defence. Eze. Eze will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Olise needing to deal with defending that's more up close and personal.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Nuno Mendes. Very few chances to talk of, Jim. Defence is, it seems, on top here.
I think both teams can help themselves massively with better movement up front, Peter. There's just not enough happening at the moment. And essentially, their job is to find space, and that needs to start happening.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
And it's Eze. And here's Vinicius Junior. This looks promising. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover. Paris Saint-Germain have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Now it's Vinicius Junior. Tries to pass it through. And they've got a throw.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro 10, le numéro 9,
Alexander
le numéro
Arnold.
15, le numéro 8, le numéro 18.
Rangers perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next
Le
substitution.
numéro 20.
Well, the manager's got a decision to make here, whether he's happy to stick or twist.
Le numéro 25.
Quality
Attention,
ball.
changement.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Nuno Mendes. Ekitike receives it in a good position here. Bruno Fernandes! And he stuck it away! Finally the breakthrough!
Look, before we can even delve into the detail, the significance of taking the lead should be our initial reflection, and that's priceless.
And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that fate.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, it's better late than never, Peter, and that's potentially decisive now.
And here's Valverde. Yeah, he's fouled him there. Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card.
Changement.
Alexander Arnold with a real chance here. An opportunity then to pull clear here. He's gone for it! It's hit the upright! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Well, that face says it all. I think I'd feel the same way, not that I was ever an expert at finishing or anything like that.
Rangers could be just about done here.
Well, I suppose they need something to break their way, Peter. Anything at this late stage.
And it's Mendes. And he's well positioned here. Alexander Arnold. No, he's not going to get any further than that.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
He's being urged to shoot. Big chance! That was superb goalkeeping.
Valverde really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Paris Saint-Germain have their second corner now. They've played it short. Mbappe, and here's Bruno
Temps
Fernandes.
additionnel, 3 minutes.
Added time going up here, it's 3 minutes. Bremer with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. Rodri. Jose. Aimed beyond the... He's had a shot! And that was struck with genuine force.
Well, that would have asked some awkward questions of the keeper had it stayed on target.
Nuno Mendes. Knocks it out wide. Mendes. And that is that. Well, that was tense. The two parties separated by the game's only really meaningful moment. Intriguing for the neutrals, unbearable, sometimes unwatchable for those with a vested interest.
Chers spectateurs, je vous
You look
demanderai
back
de
on the
bien
game then. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud, the tone for this game is well and truly set. So we're very much on the way now. Paris Saint-Germain have clearly decided to play here with a 5-3-2 formation, Jim.
Well, if flexibility doesn't have an influence on this system, we truly are looking at an approach that is quite negative. But at least there is good scope to turn a seemingly deep-line defence into a more dangerous attacking outfit. This system will allow plenty of attacking numbers without necessarily compromising on that discipline.
Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, this guy Fofana is going to have a busy time of it in the middle of the park, Peter. He's going to have to do an awful lot of covering, especially if his wingers are constantly making those forward runs and getting out of position. So he has to fill in for all of that. And based on what I've just said, you know, he's going to be asked to lead the counter-press too. It's a good job his work rate is absolutely top-notch. He's going to need it.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. Nuno Mendes. Not the most accurate pass. Olise tries to pass it through. Oh, well played. He's taken that really cleanly. Mendes did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter.
Van Dijk spots it and intercepts. And it's Fofana. That's rather hopeful. And no one is overly concerned about that.
Well, it was an ambitious attempt, but it'll keep the defence on its toes at least.
Quarter of an hour played. Turns back here, probably the best option. Olise running with the ball. Oh, such a clever touch. Olise! So it is still 0-0. Vinicius Junior. Paris Saint-Germain are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Haaland. Van Dijk promptly onto that, and that is that. Bremer. Oh, and they're quick to press here, right on top of them. Bellingham. For Szoboszlai. Koundé. He's on it, can he get away? No foul, says the referee. Eze. Alexander-Arnold. He's shifting through the gears here. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Hernandez. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's Alexander-Arnold. Looks to the other side. Nuno Mendes. And it's Fofana. Eze. Eze driving forwards. And he's managed to get free. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Eze. Fofana. Now it's Thuram. And here's Vinicius Junior. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Vitinha. Looking to play him in. It's Fofana. Bruno Mendes. Shot a goal! And he has kept it out somehow.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Paris Saint-Germain do have a chance to counter here. Olise.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Bellingham. Played into space out wide. No, that's been intercepted. Vitinha. And we've reached half-time. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. So between them, no goals at all so far.
It's not a bad game by any means, Peter, but it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
So we reach the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. Back on the way then.
Well, I can imagine both managers have been in the ears of the players. They want more. Let's hope the game comes to life sooner rather than later.
Fofana. Rodri. And it's Hernandez.
That's good play from him.
Hernandez drills one in. Well, it's a look of bewilderment. His touch deserted him at the key moment.
Yeah, very careless, and I leave it at that.
Van Dijk is there, and he can pick it up. Bellingham. Haaland. He won't be happy with that one. Vitinha. And the counter-attack could be on for Paris Saint-Germain. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Oh, sweet feet. And it's Fofana. There they go, hunting in packs. 0-0 still. It's a game that needs a bit of life injected. He's played it back.
Really got in his face there, and it was well played.
Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Bops him off it and wins back the ball. Very few chances to talk of, Jim. Defence is, it seems, on top here.
Well, I think it's a fair reflection on what we've seen so far. Neither side has produced that many efforts at goal simply because respective defences have been strong.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro 9, le numéro 8. À leur place.
Showing great feet there. He's found a way through. He's going all the way. Oh, lovely feet. He is such a good mover. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card. Now, there are plenty in the middle waiting for this. They're taking a moment to consider their options. Oh, great leap! He will be livid with himself.
I think it's a very fair effort, Peter, considering he didn't have much in the way of space to play with.
Fofana. That is ended up in no man's land. Olise being watched hawkishly here.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline. They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Alexander-Arnold. You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
It's about risk-taking and boldness now. Are we going to see any activity from the bench?
And here's Eze. Yeah, he's fouled him there. There could be trouble here, but for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket.
Disappointing, very disappointing. He knew what he was doing, as deliberate and cynical as it comes.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain.
Well, this looks promising in terms of distance and angle, and a great opportunity to open the scoring here.
Le numéro 22, changement.
He's having a hit! Mbappe is magnificent! About as smooth as it gets. That could turn out to be a huge, huge goal.
Well, what a shift in moods here, Peter. That wait's fine.
Oh, what has happened here? And he's got the beating of his man. Rangers can breathe again, just.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top. Rangers really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Just eases him off the ball. And it's Eze. Can he get on the end of this?
Oh, really well played.
Well, that's pretty clear. It is a foul.
Attention, changement.
Bremer has been booked, just to confirm, for that earlier incident. Oh, good climb! No, not the best of headers. Oh, that's fabulous. Well, this could be it, bar something close to a minor miracle.
Well, I suppose they need something to break their way, Peter. Anything at this late stage.
Fofana. Oh, perfectly measured that. Oh, shooting chance! Last-ditch defending, but that'll do.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Ball looks a good one. He's picked his way through. Mbappe.
Rangers really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Bruno Fernandes. Mbappe.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Good ball over the top.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
De temps additionnel.
Into a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. Mbappe. The ball is loose and the chase is on. And he's quick to get rid. Driving forward. And there's green grass ahead of him. Ekitike finding himself in space. He has found the one. Takes a shot! It's a goal! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. And that will be the final act. In the end, then, no joy. Not for the want of trying, not for the want of running. Simply, they were beaten by a better team on the day. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands.
I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So straight into the action. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, this guy, Theo Hernandez, for me, has evolved into one of the best fullbacks, Peter. Certainly in terms of attacking contributions. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone as good as he is in the final third, especially with the movement that allows him to receive the ball in those little pockets of space.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim.
And it's made its way to him. He's shifting through the gears here. Rangers have got it back and they'll have another go. And here's Vinicius Junior, and he shoots! Goal! Rangers! And it's Rangers who take the lead.
Look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And it's Mendes. So just the one early goal to report so far, and the score is 1-0.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Bellingham. And it's Rodri. That's Rudiger. Wirtz. And he's had it nicked away. And it's with the keeper. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger.
Paris Saint-Germain definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, in other words, they don't mind being patient.
Neither of these two want to come off second best.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And it's Vitinha. Fofana. Distributed tidily. Played back into the centre. Here's Vitinha. Vinicius Junior concedes a free kick for that. Vitinha. Very nicely done. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Vinicius Junior will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
And it's Fofana. Threads one in. He's looking wide. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Eze! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Alexander-Arnold. He's had it taken off him. Wirtz with a definite foul there. Van de Ven. Bremer. Turan is herring after that one. Nuno Mendes. Great chance! It's wide, but not by very much.
He's not happy, and you'd expect that, but at least there's plenty of appreciation for what was a genuinely fine effort.
Hernandez. Not the most accurate pass.
Rangers really should be happy to let this half run out now and go again second.
But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
And it's Mendes. Bellingham. Nice looking ball. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Fofana going forward. Szoboszlai. Pass somewhat off target. He's a sharp little ball here. Deftly away. And the whistle goes for half-time. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Rangers coming in at half-time, leading by 1-0.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy, a little more composure up front perhaps. That's not too much to ask.
Rangers can look back at a decent first half. 1-0 the score. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. Rangers currently ahead by the smallest of margins. Nuno Mendes. Vinicius Junior. Not a hint of offside here. Forced to go back. Shoots! Nicely aimed pass. Koundé. Rangers are looking to break at pace. Now it's Haaland, and he's certainly onside here. He's had a shot! It's hit the upright. And that was very necessary. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Bremer did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. He's in a good position here, and the shot! And he should have made them pay.
Oh, it's very good running that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Le numéro 15, le numéro 8.
And it's been taken short.
Le numéro 20, le numéro 21, le numéro 22.
Oh, he's not going to get any further than that. And now they can spring out of defence. Hernandez. Hernandez has been caught there, it's a foul. Here comes the corner. And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, it's a natural instinct to defend when ahead, but it's too early for them to settle into that practice just now.
He is through here. Aims beyond the defence. He's hit it long.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
A lucky
chance for a shot! No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Valverde, and here's the chance to counter. Thinks about the shot, there's the shot! Rangers have kept their powder dry on the substitution front so far. Could that be about to change?
It's about risk-taking and boldness now. Are we going to see any activity from the bench?
Cross to the back post. Valverde. And now the breakaway. Knocks it into space. No way through there. Vinicius Junior being hounded, manhandled at times.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
Can he get on the end of this? And it's Fofana. Played out wide. "75 minutes played."
Paris Saint-Germain really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Szoboszlai.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Now it's Mbappe. Now he's off and running. And claimed it back swiftly. It's a good spell of possession, this. Goes for a shot! He's got a goal! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. So smooth, a signature finish.
What about the pass, Peter? It was played so intelligently and he picked out the perfect target.
Rangers are doing very nicely, thank you.
Yeah, I can't think of a better time, Peter, to...
Big chance! And he has kept it out somehow.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Corner number 2 then. Alexander-Arnold goes short. Real chance! And that's a tiny finish. And what a climax we have here! Paris Saint-Germain give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, who's under pressure now? It's going to require some inspired defending to stop this lot.
Mbappe is onto it in a flash.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Hernandez. A good play on the left-hand side here. Hernandez proves just a little bit too strong. And he's managed to get free. That's very neat. Now the delivery. No, that's been dealt with. So that's it. It is all over. What a game, what a show. Both sides robustly going about their business, and that has... Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing.
Paris Saint-Germain.
I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. We're up and running then. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Yeah, Jan Oblak. He's not someone you often see pulling off spectacular saves, but that's about the highest compliment you can give a goalkeeper, because it speaks to his positioning and his organisational abilities. He's just about the best there is when it comes to claiming crosses and high balls into the box too, and is just the kind of presence that spreads a composure and a confidence to his defence and throughout the team.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way.
And here's Thuram.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
He is through here. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Oh, that's a key interception. Now it's Wirtz, and it's Bellingham.
Oh, looks like he's been taken out there.
Oh, he's tripped him right on the cusp of the penalty area.
So a big chance now from 12 yards.
The major moment in the game. Just one winner.
A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
Played a game of double bluff here, I think.
Paris Saint-Germain are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Jose, good purposeful running this. Rangers leading here thanks to that early goal. 1-0 the score.
Got a throw in.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Koundé.
Such good technique.
And the shot! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Eze.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
And he's forced to go back. Valverde going after that. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. He's in plenty of space here.
That's just playing it safe and simple. Paris Saint-Germain really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
Now it's Haaland. No, he's not played the ball, that's a foul. And it's Bellingham. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Aimed beyond the defence. Oh, that's a fine interception.
Vinicius Junior.
Well, that has not gone well. Szoboszlai. Oh, played through for the wide man. Koundé finding himself in space. That's a decent clearance. He's found a way through. Can he finish? Big relief, it just needed better contact.
I just wonder what was on his mind there. Should have put his foot right through it.
Nuno Mendes. Ekitike. And it's Eze.
Truthfully, it was hard to see any better outcome there.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Fofana. And it's Valverde. Valverde, looking to play him in. Well cut out, no margin for error there at all. And he's been shifted off it. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Hernandez. That's Vince. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped. Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
He's looking wide. Ekitike. Now it's Eze. Some resolute defending there. Fofana. Valverde. Ekitike. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Szoboszlai. Oh, good read. Now it's Thuram, and it's made its way to him. Oh, he's burst through, and he's in on goal.
1 minute.
Now that looks a decent ball, and that interception was most necessary. That's the end of the first 45. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
Oh, what a terrific 45 minutes, all triggered by a helter-skelter tempo that has, you know, been very open, end-to-end, ding-dong stuff, with so much to enjoy. It's a cracking watch.
Rangers are 1-0 up at half-time and it's all to play for. So straight into the second half.
Rangers can do themselves a massive favour by grabbing another one here.
Vinicius Junior going face-to-face with his great rival. Now there's a fine ball. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Bellingham carries the ball down the right. Now it's Fofana, and he's managed to get free. And it's Fofana. Well seen, saw that coming. That's a sharp pass. Rangers just about have their noses in front. It is the slenderest of leads. Haaland being watched hawkishly here.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
Cute ball now, how can he reach it? He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, it's come loose. And he's quick to get rid. He's in a great position here. It's a sweeping cross. And that's the keeper's ball. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Bellingham looking to pass their way up the pitch. There's the shot! And he couldn't finish.
Well, you have to say how clever the pass was. It caught the defence off guard because of the disguise on it, and it makes it all the more disappointing that he didn't top it off with a finish.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro 10.
So we have movement on both
le numéro
benches.
15, le numéro 6. Le numéro 21. Le
Just
numéro
eases him off the ball.
à leur place.
Bruno
Le
Fernandes.
numéro 22.
Paris Saint-Germain disappointing in the end
Le
there.
numéro 8.
They lack urgency.
Le numéro 17.
Now it's
Le numéro
Wirtz.
20. Attention, changement.
Wirtz showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Knocks it out wide. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Changement.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that. No way through there. Paris Saint-Germain have the chance to go the other way. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm inclined to feel that if I was in that dugout, I'd want the players to get on the front foot and grab another. Just try to make this one safe.
Oh, important interception.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
And once more he proves rigid and robust. Oh, this looks sharp. Saint-Maximin takes a shot! And a neat finish! And with the match slipping away, they have hauled themselves off the canvas.
Well, I don't want to be overly harsh on the defensive side of things here, Peter, but the build-up was so slick and executed with such quality, it made life just that bit too difficult for them.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, this poses a very interesting question now, Peter. Do they push on to try and win it in normal time? They certainly have the momentum.
Played through into space. Oh, the less said about that pass, the better. This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
Vitinha. Chance, surely! Goal! Paris Saint-Germain! And the comeback is complete! And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Oh, that's fabulous. Nice control. Big chance!
Paris Saint-Germain nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Now it's Mbappe.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
He has a look up. Well read, and the danger is averted. And it's João Palhinha. Olise. And the referee brings it to a close. Rangers illustrating perfectly the fickle nature of football. Everything looked so good for them to start with, but as we have seen so many times, they ended up with nothing. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Well, it's got to be said, Peter, it's a day to forget for the players at the heart of a defence who were just getting beaten way too easily on so many occasions. But I think the manager, too, has to take responsibility for his failure to stop the leaks.
And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin. A very good evening to you all.